what's the difference between loving someone and liking someone?
Can I go first?
Oh, please.
Okay.
Please.
I like a lot of people that I can live without. I don't love many people that I can't live without. So for me, that's the difference. Like, because it's kind of sometimes, especially depending on like what season in life you're in, it's kind of a fine line. You know, sometimes you like them that day, sometimes you love them. But I think that innate feeling of like, my life doesn't run the same without this person is how you know it's love. And it's beyond like, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree with that. You know, I like a lot of people, you know, that I could live without. But, you know, I think when you love someone, you put them first, obviously, but you enjoy seeing them, you know, happy. It's a sacrifice that you make when it, you know, like when you like someone, you know, like there's effort there, but when you love someone, you have all of me. You know, you have the sacrifice, you have, you know, the time. Your happiness comes before mine. A man's happiness is not supposed to be prioritized with himself. It's supposed to be with the person that you love. It's her first. Her happiness is first. It's my job to, you know, to take all, you know, to endure the pain and the struggle. When you love someone, it's her first at all times. I think that's the difference.
So let's piggyback off that and let's get into when did you know, G, you loved marriage?
Oh man, you know, I could be, oh man, hold on, relax. Man, that's tough, man, because she's always, it's tough because she's always shown me like something way different.
So where did you go from like to love? Where you couldn't live without her, that's what she said, where you knew you couldn't live without her.
Oh man, all right, hey, she doing it to me.
Do you want me to go first? You want me to go first?
I mean, sure.
I know
yeah.
when mine was.
When was yours?
Mine was, we had just started dating. It was long distance. He had a rough day. We were just talking. Like, you know, we would be communicating. I lived in Chicago. He lived in California. We would just communicate. He said he had a rough day, but that he would call me later. And when he called me later, he actually like gave me time to talk about my day and cared about whatever was going on with me, even though we're like 1,800 miles apart, you know? But I knew from texting him that morning that he was having a rough day. So in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, I want to be on the phone. I don't want to be a counselor today. I want to be counseled, you know, type of a thing. But he gave me the space to do that. And I told him I appreciated it. And he was like, I got you, always. And it just seemed so genuine and different from the next person saying that. And we weren't even like full blown, like in a serious relationship at that point. And I realized this is someone, if I don't love him today, this is someone I can love for a long time. And it got pretty serious after that. And here we are, 8 years later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 years later.
You could really recall that, bro.
Yeah.
Based off you taking it initially saying, how are you doing?
Yeah. And I remember that time too, because Chicago was a time when I would make frequent trips out there. And, you know, like I think it was just like the comfort that we provided each other was something I've never experienced before. And then she reciprocated that back. She always would ask me how my day was going, but not just ask me, try to make it, like try to make me feel better and try to like put effort to make my day better. And I feel like that was big for me because a lot of the times it was just, you know, I never had anything like that before. And the continuous effort there, the continuous, you know, how was your day? Let me make it better. The frequent trips and seeing each other and the comfort that she provided was like, oh yeah, this woman is everything. And you know, like she said, here we are, 8 years later, you know, and you know, just in a beautiful place. You know, I think that's the key to it.
So you would agree that moment kind of shaped it for you too, where you went from liking her to saying, I love her?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's other moments in there, but to recount just one like specific like moment for me, you know, because she's done so much for me. She's done like truly like, you know, from just, you know, making me a better man, like thinking a little different, like expanding my horizons and not just, you know, one area of my life, but, you know, like everywhere. You know, I think, you know, I mean, there's a lot of moments where I feel like, you know, like kind of made me go from like to love. And I mean, not to sound corny and not, you know, because everyone's gonna be like, oh, when I first saw her, it's not like that. You have to, you know, like build to that. But for her, it was pretty quick. And, you know, so I don't want to sound too, you know, too like fairy tale or too corny, but it was definitely, you know, quick just because of her effort and then her continuous effort. It never fell off. You know what I mean? Like, you know how some people are and like good for the first 7 months, and then it's like you start to see who they really are.
True nature.
Yeah.
Default setting kick back in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you start to see with her, she kept it so consistent. It was like, oh yeah, no, this woman is it. And, you know, I think it was that, just the continuous effort.